Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Let's Get Into It. Hey, Jay Rucker. Hey, Robin. I see y'all
Hey,
ready.
Robin. Hey, J. Rucka.
We about to get into it. But first, how you doing, Mace?
I'm doing pretty good today.
It's been a pretty good day down here, but it's just been a little rainy.
Oh, it was
It's
raining?
been raining lately. So it's been making me sleepy at work. I'll be ready to go.
Don't be at work 9 or.
Yeah, exactly. So before we get started, because the topics that we have tonight are kind of heavy, some of them are heavy. Um, I did want to start with something light. I have a surprise. So I
Okay.
was approached this week to be in a movie here, filming here in Atlanta. So I'm gonna be the doctor in the scene, and so basically, let me go take this all the way back. One of my coworkers, I didn't know that she's like in the entertainment industry.
Mm-hmm.
Heard about what I do on YouTube, and she heard about my blog and everything. So she was like, they were looking for people to be in the movie, and they called out my name. So I'm just so happy that they called me in there. They called me to the office. I was like, what did I do?
Yeah.
What did I do now? But did they ask you, did I want to be in that movie? I said, yeah, I'll be in the movie.
Wow,
Thank
congratulations.
you. We're gonna film it in July,
Okay.
and so this is the setup. The movie is called In a Split Moment or In a Split Second.
Mm-hmm.
It's something to that effect. So I met with the director this week, and I might have him come on the show
Wow, that
when
would be
when we're
good.
done rapping. I'm sorry, I get distracted easily. So when we get done rapping with the show or with the movie, I probably have him on, and I met with some of the producers and his assistant, and what the story of the movie is. Like this woman finds out that she has cancer, and her life changes. And I
Mm.
work in a cancer center, so that's where they were scoping people out for this movie.
Oh, wow.
So they want me to be the doctor, and I do have lines. So something, to what I understand so far, something's gonna be going on with the main people in the scene, and I'm supposed to walk over and I'm supposed to say, "Are you okay?" That's my line. That's how I'm gonna get in the industry. So I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna say it, like, "Are you okay?" or "Are you
Yeah,
okay?"
you trying to see if you're going to be concerned? Are you okay?
Like, should I do it? Should I
Are
do
you okay?
it?
Because there's so many ways you could
There's so
twist
many
that
ways you
line.
can say it. I don't know. I don't know what my lines are per se yet, but I do know that that's one of the lines. So I'm excited. It's
I'm
something
excited for you. I can't wait to see you.
you might see me on Tubi or Netflix. I don't know where it's
Yes,
gonna
on a
be.
big screen, and I'm gonna be over there.
But one thing that I wanted was the money. Like, y'all, they're donating the money to the whole staff so they can have like a luncheon. I said, but the staff, I'm the one staying, after hours.
Right, I'm the one practicing this line.
Yeah. And getting these lines together. I want to make sure I can upgrade the Tyler Perry movies.
Right.
So it's gonna be fun. So hopefully, I don't think I can bring cameras in, but maybe I can get a few cameras. I wonder who all is gonna be in the movie,
Yeah.
because I don't know if it's gonna be some people I recognize or not. But it's gonna be fun. So
Most likely, you'll know a couple of people probably from the movie. Most likely,
probably, because you run into a lot of people down here, so it's a lot of different actors and
but
stuff.
even if you don't get a chance to bring the camera in, you could just tell us about it, like
Yeah,
about the day in the life of being an actor.
yeah, I'll
You
be an
know,
actor, so I gotta make sure I look good and
right? Shoot, you may be
weird
a
cut.
this is on thespian level, like
Maybe I'll be out here like Candy, get on Broadway. So you never know.
right. Don't get out here and talk about legs and
Thank
hips
you, Robin.
and the body.
I'm excited. Like, I don't want to get on there and be nervous. That's my thing. I don't want to freeze. Like, when he says like start, I don't want to. What does he say? Go. I don't know what directors say, but
I think they say action.
Action. Yeah, they say action. So I don't want to get on there and freeze, especially if I'm dealing with a celebrity that, I might be starstruck. Depending on who it is.
Right. You're gonna go over there and be like,
Uh,
are you okay? Did I say it right?
I'm gonna make sure my lines is right because it's gonna be fun. So I'll keep y'all updated as much as
I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I know I'm gonna be wearing like the white coat, the whole everything. So I told them I was gonna get glasses to make myself look like a real doctor. So I don't know if I can be
spectacles on the top of your mind. Are you okay?
Yeah. Are you okay?
That sounds good.
Well, maybe I should run from the other side, like real breathy. Are you okay? But either way, it'll be fun. So
yes, I know you're going to do a good job.
Thank you. I think it's going to be. I can't wait to see it actually.
Hey, Ray Bay.
Hey, Ray. Thank you. Like it made me happy. Like I was walking back from the office smiling, and they was like, "What happened? You got a raise?" I said, "Don't worry about it, because I'm not supposed to tell my coworkers yet. It's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So only if they're watching is the only way that they would know about this. So, but the director told me to tell everybody. So get the word out.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see you on the big screen. We're all going to be cheering for you.
Thank you. And y'all can say whenever y'all see the movie, "Oh, I know him."
Right.
Like
we never be videotaping your part, like
right, and going over it multiple times. So I wanted to start with something light before we get into the heaviness of the day. The heaviness, of course, y'all know, we're going to get a little bit political too. I never really get political over here, but I think this topic calls for it. As y'all know, I think it was yesterday, there was another mass shooting of an elementary school in Texas. So this guy, he's an 18-year-old, I guess, high school dropout with no friends. They saying that he was, of course, they're making excuses after his mom is making excuses after the fact, saying that he wasn't violent. I saw the interview with the dad. The dad seemed like he was disconnected from his child already. Like he wasn't paying attention to him. He was letting him do whatever he wanted to do, and he was just acting weird. So, but as a parent, you should get involved. If you see your kids is acting weird and doing weird things, you should get more involved in what your kids is going through.
Yeah, and this is the one that shot up the school, right?
He shot up an elementary school.
Yeah, and then he shot his grandmother in the face.
Before that, he shot his own grandmother. So my thing is this: we live in a society where everybody wants clout, no matter how you get it. People want to be somebody in this world. Either it's negative or positive. They want their name out there. So I guess in his world, he felt like he was nobody because he was saying that he was being bullied. The people that knew him said that he was being bullied because he was poor. He didn't have nice clothes. And
because they said that he was having issues at home due to the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi got disconnected, and that's how he ended up living with his grandmother. The Wi-Fi got disconnected. He got upset over it. Him and his mother got into altercations over it. He ends up moving in with the grandmother due to the loss of the Wi-Fi. And they say
he killed her.
But when he turned 18, this was all in a matter of 4 days. He said he turned 18, and within those 4 days of him turning 18, he bought 2 assault rifles and all this ammo.
That is crazy. But this is him right here.
Yeah.
He looks like a loser. He looked like he stank. And, he went into the school. It's not funny.
It's not.
It's not funny.
It's not good. He do look like he stank.
He looked like he stank. But he walks into the school. He shoots 19 kids and 2 adults, 2 teachers. The teachers that were killed was trying to protect their kids in the classroom. So for anybody to go into a school and just shoot it up, it's got to be something wrong with you. It's got to be something wrong with you. Some people are alleging that he was dealing with sexuality issues as well on top of that. But I didn't want to post the picture that I saw because I didn't know if it was him or not.
Mm.
They're saying that he used to be a cross dresser and he was having issues with his sexuality. That's a rumor that's going out. I don't know how true it is, but they're saying that that was the issue too, that people used to make fun of him because of the way he talked. And now we live in a day and age where people, they don't know how to deal with real life situations. Like when you're getting bullied, it's so many people that's been bullied in life before. And we
Mhm.
don't go and just shoot up kids of all people. Like to attack kids, you gotta be horrible. Like it's something wrong with you.
Yeah, to go in that school and those little children, and just imagine, just to be hearing the gunshots and getting closer and closer, and the fear that's set in those children and the teacher, and all you could do is do your best to try to protect the children. Like, it's terrible.
And then on top of all of that,
Don't he looks like
he's like Michael Jackson right here.
Yeah, I was like, he looked like Blanket, Michael Jackson's son. I'm like, he's was given a blanket.
Yeah, it was to me. And then of course they killed him. But the other shooting, the guy got away. But I mean, he's still alive. But they killed him point
They
blank.
killed him. What was he, a Puerto Rican?
I don't know specifically, but it's Texas, so I'm just gonna say Mexican. And since it was where it happened was a small town, it was a mostly Latino community.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna assume Mexican because they didn't go into detail. They just said Latino community. But of course, this is gonna bring out all the racists who are saying border control, did something happen across the border? Why send them back? Because that's what they do. They always do that when it comes to certain people.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember last week when the shooting happened with. We're going to talk about that in a second. But that shooting happened with that guy who shot up the grocery store. I didn't hear all that outrage. I really didn't. I didn't hear a lot of outrage. And
no, they tried to blame it on COVID.
Yeah. And they were making a lot of excuses for him. But I do want to play this clip from Amanda Seales. I like Amanda Seales. She get on y'all nerves sometimes. But I think she means well.
It's just so it's so weird to me because it's like, because they are technically black, but I said it's the mixed people that always fight the power the hardest.
Is she mixed?
Yes.
Well, I guess she got to prove her blackness. I guess
Claudia Jordan, her, with Colin Kaepernick, the other guy with the blue eyes that was on Broadway with his slung out. They fight the power the hardest.
Well, they have to deal with more racial issues than anybody because they have identity issues.
Yes.
I'm not saying mixed people have identity issues. What I'm trying to say is there is an identity crisis of who do I identify with?
Yeah, because sometimes you're not black enough and you're definitely not white enough. And then you're not black enough. So then you have to really show your fro.
Like Tia and Tamara. You have Tia who's more towards the black side, and then you have Tamara who's more towards Wonder Bread. So, and which either one you want to go to is fine because you're both.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to share this post from Amanda Seales. Let me see. I lost it. Hold on. She's responding to a racist person who made the comments about the shooting that happened at the elementary school. So the racist person online says, "Pray for the victims' families and community. The killer, Salvador Ramos, was 18 years old. Did he cross the border illegally? Our nation has a serious national security crisis evolving. God help us." So out of those people getting killed, you're worried about the border.
But they're not worried about the border when you got the Ukrainians coming in.
No, they're not, and I feel like we're donating a lot of money over to that.
And because we need to really seriously mind our business.
We're donating. I think we donated over $33 million over to the Ukraine fight, and we
still didn't get a reparation.
I don't want to sound selfish, but I mean, I know they're going through stuff, but I don't. We don't have to jump at everything. But that's just my opinion. So this is her response to that comment.
I knew they was gonna come with this. Fuck. Do you understand how sick you have to be to in this moment go to there and not to? Why are guns so available to anyone? We are immersed in sickness, like legit, in sick people who are deranged. For real. These people are the national security crisis. The people who allow guns to be available to anyone. The people who support and perpetuate white supremacy. The people who allow police brutality to continue to just keep going and going and going. They are the national security issue. Disgusting.
And she brings up a good point for me, because in Georgia recently a new gun law was signed that allows you to carry a gun without a license. So you don't really need a license to carry in Georgia. You can have a concealed weapon. You don't really need a license for it. Republicans are really pushing this. They keep talking about other people's agenda, but they have an agenda as well. Everybody has an agenda. So I feel like, I know I said we're not going to get political, but in my opinion, in general, Republicans are pushing more guns. They want more guns, more gun rights instead of gun regulations. Someone brought up a good point that to get a gun, you should have to take a course, like an 8-hour course, or just like you have to take your driver's test. You know, do you know how to operate this gun? Do you know how deadly it is? Do you know what happens if it misfires? You know.
Yeah, but what is your intent? That's the whole thing, because like when you're buying assault rifles, it's not like you went and bought a pistol. A little 22, a 38 special, you know. You went and bought an assault rifle. So in order to buy, and it's two, not one, two. So
yes.
Who are you planning to shoot? What do you do, sir? How old are you? Where is the questions behind that? Because this is not like I'm going to buy like a gun for protection, like to protect myself, to have this in my house. You buy an assault, those type of weapons should not be so easily accessible to people.
They shouldn't be accessible, and he had body armor, and a lot of these shooters, they seek your attention. So he was texting people, I'm gonna shoot this school, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I just shot my grandmother, because you want people to, I guess, either fear you or reverence you or call your name out. But yes, in Georgia, look it up. Governor Kemp, I think he did this because we have our governor race coming up in November. So he did this to get the Republicans on his side. He made it easier for people to have guns. But at the same time, y'all complaining about gun laws. And Sleepy Joe over here talking about crime, talking about we need gun reform. Y'all say this every time. Every time somebody gets killed. Y'all said that when George Floyd got killed in 2020. Y'all said that, when every other mass shooting happens, people rant and rave about we need gun reform, and then it dies down. Because this week, we're not talking about the shooting that happened last week. We're just talking about this shooter. So we're still not talking about the guy that shot up the school. The floor. So
that, which was a racially motivated shooting. I didn't see, are they signing into law like they did for the Chinese? About
are they signing what into law?
I think it was into law, like if it was a hate crime against the Chinese, like it's considered like a big deal. Like it was I forget which law they signed it And when they was attacking,
Yes, I remember because that happened here in Atlanta. A guy shot up these Chinese
the massage parlor.
when they ran to make a law to protect the Chinese.
But they're not going to run. We've been getting assaulted for years, like decades, centuries, like, and they didn't make a law. And then Joe Biden has definitely got. We have to look about who we put in office.
Right.
Like he was no better than Trump. Like, are you serious? Like.
I feel like we do have control, but sometimes I feel like some of it is out of our hands. I don't want to feel like we don't.
Yeah, well, I don't believe that we have control when it comes to that. But what I'm saying is that we would go like, oh, like he said, you're not black if you don't vote for me. You know what I'm saying? So people get behind him, and especially us black people, like, oh, at least he's not Trump. The devil, the devil, That's all I got to say about that.
That's true. That's very true. But I don't know. I still rather have him than Trump. Trump is reckless. Trump will probably have us at war against like 10.
I know, because I bet you he wouldn't have been sending money over to Ukraine because
they ran to make a bill to protect Asians. Like
and also he was the only president that North Korea's president sat down with.
Yeah.
And right now, even with Joe Biden trying to kiss his behind by trying to give him vaccines and giving him things, he don't want none of that. He said, keep it. I don't want none of it. Keep that to John. He's like, keep that. Yeah. I don't want that.
Because not everybody needs it. Over there, you follow the rules or you get killed.
Yeah. But this is like you're dealing with people who have weapons of mass destruction. Like
they will kill you. Like people end up disappearing over there in Russia and in South Korea and places like that.
And when they get together, Russia and North Korea, like America.
Yeah, that's why I feel like we don't have to jump in everybody's affairs. And I don't know why America is the police of the world. I really don't, because America has a lot of issues. But for whatever reason, we feel like we're better and we can police the whole world. And Europe gets behind us, and watches us go out in the front and be the main ones. But I want Europe to jump first sometime.
They're not going to do that. They smart. They like, we ain't
I want Britain to jump up first and say,
they sit over there like, no.
We always the first ones to jump in something. Like,
because America acts real white. They act like they got to be involved in everything. Like they the police of everything. What are you doing over there? Yeah, this is your country, but we're going to say something about it. It's like America is being real caring. It's being a real caring right now.
A real caring, and it's messing up our own economy. Our own economy is messed up. People can't even afford rent. People fighting over baby formula in the supermarket. I saw a video of people fighting over baby formula. But to bring it back to the shootings, I wanted to bring up this video of a Fox report, a guy talking to a Fox News reporter about the shootings that happened in Buffalo, New York, where this white team went into a black neighborhood and shot 10 people. Most of them were elderly people. Mm. He was about to shoot a white guy, but he said, when he realized he was white.
I'm sorry.
So you purposely, went and tried
this was a flat out hate crime. This was a hate crime.
And you travel 100 miles to go to where this neighborhood was to kill these people. Like, why do black people have you so pressed that you are willing to ruin your life to just kill some people you don't even know? They don't have nothing to do with what you're mad about. But because they're black, you feel like you can.
Because of racism, especially with white people with racism, they're so stupid. It's just optics. Because I know for certain, I knew a lady, she was black, but she looked like a white woman. Like she could pass for a white woman. She's working on her job. She was working on her job for about 2 years. Race never came up. She had a young lady who she thought was an acquaintance at her job. Race never came up. They would go to have lunch together, whatever like that. Something came up with race. And so the lady agreed with something someone else said. So she was like, well, why are you agreeing with her? She was like, because I'm black too. The lady almost had a heart attack Like, oh my God, I've been sitting with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have been consulting with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but she didn't know. But you so stupid that
Mm-hmm.
you were friends with her, going to lunch, you're discussing kids and stuff like that, because she optically looked white. But when you found out that she was black, it was like, so what was the point of the racism?
Right. I do agree with Ebony M, who says, I think it's a mixture of things. I think it's hatred, racism, people being crazy at AF, and I think something spiritual is going on. I definitely think something spiritual is going on because today someone tried to do a copycat shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, whenever something like this happens, there's let me stop sharing this until I'm ready for it. Whenever something like this happens, somebody wants to come behind it and be the next person, you know, to come off it and get some more. So they caught another student in Texas. This also was in Texas. You know, he was trying to do a mass shooting. They got the gun. They found out because he was on social media telling people about it. My thing is, how are these teenagers getting access to guns with no money? You don't have money.
Obviously, they do.
My thing is someone giving you the guns?
No,
I'm a conspiracy theorist. Are there people out there giving people guns in communities that they don't want them to survive? Are they giving away free guns?
it's a possibility, but I do believe something spiritual is happening going on. Did you ever see the show Evil?
No. I don't like to see freaky stuff too much.
It's like it's about a Catholic. It starts off like with a Catholic church, and it's like the devil really walks among us, and it's like he's really making people do like crazy things, like even if they're going to jail, they don't care because they're like they like temporarily insane because the devil made me do it, like literally. And this is like it's feeling like that show Evil, like what's going on, like random shootings and all this stuff. The race it's going to end up into like a race war, like.
But the thing about the shootings is they happen every year. It's not like this never happens. It happens every year, you guys.
But doesn't it seem like it's more? Like it's just probably we like overwhelmed from being.
It's more, you know what? It's more than what I thought because I was doing my research and I got curious and I just wanted to see how many mass shootings that have happened in this year so far. And so far there have been 27.
Right, and that's way more than regular.
And all of the mass shootings that happen don't make the news.
Right.
Just so we're clear. I didn't realize that, but when you think about it, yeah, when you do your research, it's about 3 mass shootings a day.
Yeah, I think it's really more like with the aliens and everything like that's happening. Like now they're discussing the alien. Like y'all have a whole alien task force for what? Like you think we're stupid? Like come on now, like we're not that. Like why was it there? You know what I'm saying? Y'all had an alien task force for decades. So why do you have an alien task force if it's no aliens? Like that don't make any sense.
I'm gonna just let Bernice say what she's saying, and I'm just gonna show this video while Bernice is down there.
Hey, Miss Bernice.
Mace, can you move for a second while we play the video? Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Here it comes now. What about mental illness? You know, the brains of 18-year-old males, especially, are not fully formed. Is there a possibility that there was some kind of mental illness that triggered this?
Well, here's the crazy part. Tomorrow I'm preaching about mental illness and murder with Cain and Abel. But although his brain may not have been fully formed, at 18 his brain was fully formed enough to pick up a weapon and drive to Buffalo. His brain was fully formed enough to put his finger on a trigger. His brain was fully formed enough to point at people, at women, at anybody who was in his path. His brain was fully formed.
Yeah,
and if it hasn't been fully formed, it should be fully formed, hopefully by the time he gets out of jail. And if he gets out of jail, because at the end of the day, 18 is formed enough to know better.
Yeah.
So what I feel sad about is the fact that he even had to explain that. You shouldn't have to explain that to someone because we're looking at 2 shootings that happened a week from each other. They both were the same age. They both were 18. But nobody's talking about the mental health issues of the Latino boy that was shooting people. But for the white guy, we're making all these
It's
excuses.
blatant. America is blatantly racist. Like, are we like? It's blatantly racist. Like,
As a news reporter, why would you even go on there saying, trying to build his defense, saying,
right? That was not even on the prompter,
maybe his
sir.
brain
Like,
wasn't
sir, was that on the prompter?
maybe his brain wasn't formed properly, or but they're not making the same excuses for the Latino Salvador. They're
Right.
not making.
This boy has been abused. This boy has been bullied. This boy has been like, why? You know how?
And then they killed him, but the white guy seems to be able to make it and survive. He's in jail right now.
Per usual.
He survived for some reason, but they shot the other guy.
You already know if it was someone of color that went up in a clear
This
path.
is the guy that drove 100 miles to Buffalo, New York, to shoot people. He scoped out the area like the week before, came back, shot a whole bunch of elderly people.
Right, early in the morning. And the older people come out in the morning to go get their groceries thinking they're safe because they're coming out in the morning. I'm coming out early enough to be safe. And this is what this man does. Like, he's not even a man. He's disgusting.
Imagine minding your own business. Like, you got to think about it. This could have been anybody because
I go to the supermarket every day, and it's early, you just scroll because I like to go early because I don't like to be outside with the people. So I'm early, scrolling, thinking I got the aisles to myself, do, and then you hear boom, 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 and it's like it's coming. Like, just imagine the terror, the fear, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
girl.
The last shooting I remember before this was the New York shooting. Remember that guy that was shooting up the subway? Did he kill anybody?
I don't think no one died.
Yeah, okay, because he was black. He ended up surviving, but he didn't. I don't think he killed.
Right,
anybody.
he's friends right now with R. Kelly in jail.
Oh yeah, they friends, right?
Yeah, him and R. Kelly is chilling.
No, like I told you, R. Kelly need to make all the friends he need in jail. He don't want to end up, singing soprano. If you know what I mean.
In the shower. He
don't want to be in there singing soprano, but I hope these two. Well, I hope him.
Well, he probably do want to be in there singing soprano, according to what people writing about him. So who knows?
According to that, maybe so, but
yeah, he want to hit the high note.
But I hope old boy who we just showed is in there singing soprano right now.
I hope he is. I hope he's singing soprano, alto. I hope he's crescendoing and all that good stuff.
The sad part about it is, even though we know he killed these people, just like we knew that guy in Seattle killed those people, that white guy in Seattle, I forget his name right now, that he did the same thing. He drove miles to go shoot people at a Black Lives Matter protest. He was able to get off with his fake tears and his supposed mental health.
Yes, that's the one who mother drove him, correct?
No, he drove.
He drove.
I believe he drove. But he was able to get off, and now he went on a tour. He was
no, his mother drove him.
His mother drove him.
His mother drove him because then the mother drove him to the rally.
The rally. Okay. So you went there purposely. He didn't even kill black people, which is the ironic part.
Yep.
He killed some white people at the Black Lives Matter protest. But it's really sickening.
Yeah, because the white people, if those other white people was at that Black Lives Matter, the racist white people consider you a nigger lover.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So you're just as you're a sympathizer.
Yeah, I was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse,
and you deserve to die just as much as they do.
Right, and when people like him see people like Kyle Rittenhouse get off, they feel like I can do it too. And they can, and that's the sad part about it.
I would want to see like what would happen if someone of color was to do that, go purposely drive to a white neighborhood and do the same thing. What would happen? He wouldn't even make it out. Let's just be clear. So we're talking about him in past tense, but will they say that maybe his brain wasn't developed?
When it comes to us, there's no excuse. We if we make it to jail, like that's if we make it to jail.
And yeah, because then when you make it to jail, you may not even make it to bail.
The police is gonna beat you up when you get in there.
Right. When you make it to jail, you won't make it to bail. Period.
The police is gonna dog you out while you in there. They're gonna treat you like a dog. And we don't get the same courtesy or I think it's not even courtesy. It's just blatant disrespect at this point. If you're trying to build a defense for a mass murderer on a network, to me, that's just as trash as it gets. And I did also want to bring up something that I saw on I think it was cocktails with cocktails and
The Cocktails with the Queens.
Cocktails with the Queens. When Selena Johnson had made a poignant statement, I do want to play that statement. It's heavy, y'all, but it's a heavier night than what we're used to. But sometimes you gotta get into these topics. So here we go.
I think the biggest missing link here is, and it's not even really missing at all, because Lisa Ray just touched on it. I'm sorry, guys, white people are used to seeing us get killed.
Oh, wow.
It's not news anymore to them. We're always getting shot down, either by them or by each other. And so for them, this is run-of-the-mill news. They're not outraged anymore. They're used to seeing this type of thing happen, like Lisa Ray said. You know, they're used to it. And
they want to be gonna pick it or go.
Well,
and collaborate together. This is what they're gonna do next. But everything we doing ain't really helping the fuck.
It's not working. They're watching the show. They're watching the show like every other nationality is watching the show in terms of Black people and death. I think the biggest missing link here is, and it's not even really missing at all, because Lisa Ray just touched on it. I'm sorry, guys, white people are used to seeing us get killed.
Oh,
so
that
was what she was. I hope y'all heard it, because somebody said it was an echo. But I hope y'all heard what she was saying was, we are in the news every day. Like every day, somebody Black has been killed or someone of color has been killed, either by police, by each other, or somebody a random killing, like somebody coming across state lines.
Black people being murdered in America is normalized, basically.
Yeah. It's been going on since America started. Black people have been getting killed since the beginning, and I don't know what it's gonna take, but
it's not gonna take a march. Because I wish I would. I wish I would get out there and protest and be have my bottom of my feet sore. For what? Like,
I don't know what it's gonna take, but it seems like they're trying to start a race war.
Yeah, and Candace Owens is just coming out with a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
I said because people owe her an apology, because basically she was right.
She was right about BLM being a scam, but
and about a lot of stuff with the Coviana. It's a lot of stuff. Like she has, like, I don't agree with all that she says, but the girl ain't wrong all the time.
I think she's a smart woman, but I think some of her statements are general. You're talking about everyone in a general sense, that everybody's different, so you can't put everybody in a box. And I'm not gonna let nobody put me in the box. So I just feel like that's what she does, is generalize a lot. Remember at the end of Ebony M says, remember at the end of Godfather when he said we don't have to worry about the ninjas because they're going to kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we came over here already dead. We came over here unalive. For shock value. I don't even know if it's shock value anymore when there is a mass shooting. It's just like, wow, another mass shooting. And there's going to be, unfortunately, there's probably going to be another one by the end of the year. Because
not even by the end of the year, by the end of the month or the week, because they're going to have so many copycats and people that's going to make a name. And at this point, people are looking for an excuse to rage. It's any excuse to rage.
And the summertime is when these mass shootings kick up. Usually during the winter, it slows down because it's too cold. People are not really out like that. when people start getting out, like in the summer, like going on vacations, and you see a lot of people out during the day, that's when these mass shootings start to kick up again.
Right, because I was already scared. Like, I don't like to leave my house anyway, but now I'm like,
But now it's like you can't really go to church. You can't really go to the grocery store. You can't really go to a protest, without watching your back. You can't go to elementary school. Like some of the places that you would have never thought this would ever happen. Like growing up, there was I remember the Columbine mass shooting. That was the biggest thing back then. Was the Columbine shooting? I think that was a high school.
No, that was Columbine.
Columbine.
Columbine. That was I think that was an elementary school as well.
Let me look that up.
I believe so.
You said that was a high school.
But that Columbine shooting, it was either elementary or junior high school.
Yeah, it was a high school. It was
the elementary school. It was the little kids, because I remember they were kids. They were babies.
Well, I looked it up. It said Columbine High School shooting.
But they looked young. I remember they was just young.
Hey, AT2, thank you for dropping by. And Sandy Huq was an elementary school.
Hey, Mr. 10K. We have to congratulate AT2 on his 10K.
Well, congratulations on making 10K on YouTube.
Yes.
All right, 10K. Congratulations. Shady Brooks, or whatever the hell that name is, of it was people were saying it was a movie and didn't really happen. The Sandy Huq thing really happened, so it wasn't really.
Yeah, Sandy Huq. Was that the elementary school? Maybe.
Sandy Huq was the elementary school.
Okay, they probably got those two confused. It probably was.
Yeah, Columbine happened way before Sandy Huq. That happened in the 90s, I believe.
Okay, now I remember. I got those two mixed up because I remember the Sandy Huq was not too long ago. It was probably about.
I think it's been about maybe 10 years. I want to say. I'm not 100% sure, but it's been about 10 years. But I'm sick of seeing stuff like this in the news. Like
it is sad. We have to move on. So let's talk about Wendy losing her. Still losing her money.
So we're gonna move on to the next thing. Wendy, she was able to gain something, but not a lot. So Wendy was granted financial guardianship, which means she'll have someone that she reports to if she wants to get money out of her account.
Basically, she can't get her money. Basically, this is no win for Wendy. This is not a win at all because you still have to report to somebody to get your money. I still ask somebody. She's a grown woman I'm just really hurt from Wendy. I really like Wendy. And for her to have to go to someone to ask for money as hard as she worked, she was in these streets grinding, being attacked, running, hiding, being scared, having to marry a big brute bodyguard. Like she had to marry him for protection. And then she just fell in love with him, I think. That's the story. I'm going to stick to it. But that's what I believe.
She fell in love with him for protection?
No, because this started as protection because he was from Brooklyn. He's a thug. He's a gangster. So, she, the way she was talking, she needed help, with Toto downstairs in the lobby ready to fight her, whatever. She needed that backing. Just like Nicki Minaj.
She didn't need help because she had a lot of money.
I think like Nicki Minaj too. Like sometimes when you get into these rap beefs with like gangsters and stuff like that, you need someone for protection. You know what I'm saying? Like I need someone whose name rings out in the street so they know better than to come at me like this. And then sometimes it just goes wrong and you end up falling in love. Maybe I think she fell in love with Kevin and he became her protector and her everything. Like sometimes women and she likes to be a damsel in distress. Sometimes us taller women, we like to feel little. So you like to be a damsel in distress. Like, oh my God, he's so big. He's going to save me. He's going to protect me. So I think that was like a protection thing going wrong.
Yeah, and I do feel like she's a victim of her former manager being vindictive.
That damn Bernie.
That manager was okay with her as long as they were on payroll. But when she decided that she did not want to work with you anymore, you threw her under the bus. You knew what she signed. You knew the contracts that she signed. You was probably setting this up for a while.
When he knew that she wasn't capable and she wasn't a earner anymore, that's what happened. As long as she was an earner and she was that thoroughbred workhorse and she was in her right mind, and I believe like Kevin, I blame this on Kelvin. His name ain't even Kelvin. Kelvin, because Kelvin, when Kelvin was around, everything worked. Like even though Kelvin had a separate life and a woman, you know, on the side, everything worked. And Wendy should have just stood up and be like, so what? I've been knew that he had a woman. She's my sister wife, and that's that. So what? Like she should have just did that, because I think if Kelvin was still in her life and around, this wouldn't have happened.
I think I don't know if he could have prevented it, because if she's having mental issues.
But she could have been having mental issues, but I think he held a certain things together. Like people didn't play with him. Like they wasn't trying to do this to her. Like she was a little cuckoo. Like, and they wasn't trying to do this to her like that. They didn't try her the way they tried her when she was not with Kelvin. They wouldn't have tried her like this, trying to say she needed conservatorship or Wendy has lost her mind, because Kelvin was in charge and they knew better than to come at. They wanted him out the picture for this reason right here. Because as soon as he got out this picture, look what happened.
But it's a shame. It's a shame how you got to be careful with these banks, especially in the economy that we're in. They do not want you. If you have a large amount of money in that bank, they want to keep that money in
right.
They don't want you withdraw. Like she was trying to really take her money out of Wells Fargo and put it into a different account. That's when
Wells Fargo has so many types of things, like racial issues with people, and
they're using that money for other things. That's why they want to keep it in the bank. Because if she was to withdraw all of her money from the bank, they physically don't have it to give to her. When you put money in the bank uses it for whatever they need to.
Right, they're trying to say that your money's working for you. Your money's basically working. We're going to take it and invest in it.
It's working for them too.
Yeah, for them. Right. But they're telling you it's working for you, but it's working for them.
It's working for them unless you have a bank account that you accrue money after your savings, in your savings.
Most likely she did, because she probably had a large amount.
She had a large amount in that bank, and they wanted to keep it in the bank. They didn't want her to take that money out of that bank.
I think she should have just stayed with Kelvin, been a stepmother to the baby, and this would have never happened.
So, I mean, I don't know she's continuing with the lawsuit, but she's been granted some money. So,
but that's not even a win. Like, because first of all, who's the conservator? Who has the money? Who has the access to the money? That's the question. When we find out who has access to the money, then we could. But as long as we don't know, who knows? It could be Bernie. He could have access. Who knows?
They didn't reveal who the conservator was. So I was trying to find that out, but I didn't see any information on who the conservator was.
And they're not. And especially if it's somebody who's like, because I don't believe that she's so close with her brother, like to where
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know where her sister is. She has a sister that's a lawyer. I don't know. She has a niece that's a news reporter. I don't know if she's that close with her family, because I need to know who's in control of her money. I want to know.
I don't think she relied on her family during the time when she was well, and when she's sick, her family probably doesn't know how to be there for her.
Yeah, right, because Kevin took care of everything.
Yeah, she probably kept them away from things, so they don't know where the account is. They don't, have access to her stuff. I understand how that goes.
And her mental, and she's probably, and I just feel sorry for her. I want to go downtown because, I'm here in New York. I'm going to go downtown in front of her. Call Wednesday. I'm here for you, girl.
We're just going to keep her in prayer. We're just going to keep her in prayer. And we're going to move on to the next topic.
Poor Wendy.
We got to talk about Mariah Huq.
Oh, Mariah. I haven't seen her in a while.
I haven't seen her in a while either, and it's good to hear from her. She recently did an interview with Carlos King on his podcast. And in this interview, she said a lot of poignant things. She revealed that she was offered a peach on the Real Housewives of Atlanta at one point, turned it down because she wanted to keep her creator's credit on Married to Medicine. She wanted to focus on that. And you remember, she was filing a lawsuit. It was rumored that she was filing a lawsuit against Bravo. So she spoke on that. This is what Nene should have did. So Mariah worked her stuff out with Bravo. She was able to talk to them, communicate. They worked out either they paid her a lump sum or they're going to continue to let her be a producer on Married to Medicine, but they worked it out.
They had no other choice. Her paperwork was in order.
Mm-hmm.
She came with the facts.
She was the creator. She was the
creator. She came with the facts, first of all. She didn't do what Nene did. Nene's sort of a loudmouth.
She's a loudmouth.
Yeah, you have to, especially when it comes to business like that, you can't go, they're racist and there it is. That even if it's true, you got to move in a different way to get different results. Mm-hmm. And especially if this is your business, this is how you make your money. You shouldn't be out there because now you just look like crazy. And especially when you don't have all the facts. Now, some things you could be saying is true. Like we could see that Bravo has not been.
They are shady. They
are a little shady, especially to their colored cast members. Like you could see like the difference between the housewives. Like you could see the difference. But Mariah moved differently and she got a different result.
Yes, she number one is the creator of the show, unlike Nene. So Nene talk about she the queen bee, queen of what? Because you wasn't the creator. You was doing their work for them. You was getting cast members for them.
Right. You made the show, but you did not create the show. And that's the difference.
Actually, you was doing their job. They're supposed to get the cast, not you. But you got the cast together, and now you want to be queen bee. Mariah got the cast together and she was collecting a check, 2 checks, the cast member check and the producer check. This also made her fall out with her castmates because she was a producer. And Bravo didn't want her to be on the show anymore. So they kind of phased her out and they didn't give her as much credit as they should have as far as being the creator of the show.
No, she didn't, because we found out later in the game that she was the creator and this was her idea and she brought, and then it had it had 2 separate spinoffs.
Mm-hmm. And it got to, I think it 2 or 3, because there's the LA Married to Medicine, then they did a Dallas, but I don't think the Dallas went anywhere.
Yeah, the Dallas was 1 season, and I believe the LA. I'm not sure if they had another one.
I didn't like LA. I did not like Married to Medicine LA. I watched it, but it's not as good as the Atlanta version.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But I think it was getting better.
The first
I like the lady who owns Hype Here magazine. That kind of looks like Nene.
I remember the storylines because the show was boring to me.
She looks like Nene.
But Mariah was able to get her money. They paid her off in some type of way. She's called off the lawsuit. So good for her. This is how you handle business under the table, behind the scenes. Everybody, you don't have to go on social media.
Right.
Blast Bravo on social media and blast True Network. Come behind the scenes. They knew she was filing a lawsuit. They knew she had evidence. They knew she was the creator.
And you know what? She would still work. And she probably would still work. Whereas Nene, being that you did what you did, other companies, other networks, they're going to look at you and be like, well, if one false move with this lady, she's going to be sitting there throwing out all this stuff about us. We don't want to work with your liability. Like, why would we want to work with you? Look what you did to Bravo.
Right. And Thick Girl is saying Nene is hoping Andy Cohen gives her that Lee Daniels Monique moment, but she's never going to get it.
Never going to get it. Never going to get it. But speaking of dropping lawsuits, the lawsuit droppage is going down.
Yeah, she's not the only one to drop a lawsuit recently. Amber Ali, who y'all know had a lawsuit against Jocelyn, same situation. She had a lawsuit. You got to make some noise. That's how you get their attention. You get their attention by making noise. So I think it was last week or the week before, Amber Ali dropped her lawsuit of alleged abuse against Ballistic and Jocelyn and Zeus.
Does it look like Ballistic and Jocelyn would do anything to them? Look at them. They are a stunning couple. They wouldn't do no such a thing.
She changed her tune so quick. She said, after second thought, I decided something to the effect of, after thinking it over, I decided not to move forward with the lawsuit. And that's all the explanation that we got. We didn't really get the full details. Of course, she can't really say that I was paid off by Zeus and Jocelyn. I'm sure Jocelyn had to dip into her bag. That's
Jocelyn's not dipping into anything. She said
still
no.
out here doing the cabaret. Like, they're still performing the cabaret, and she's out here flashing money and stuff like that. So I guess she don't care. But
girl, if they were willing to pay you off, girl, I want to know how much you got paid, and I want to know what you really could have got. Because if they were to pay you off so quickly, you had a case.
She probably could have got more if she would have went to court. But at the same time, if somebody's dangling, let's say $100,000, and you really don't have nothing, I'm sure it was more than $100,000. I'm sure it was. But
because they're a baby company. Because at the point they're going to try to work it out with her anyway, because they don't need more bad publicity, and they're just a startup. So they would rather pay her off to shut her up, and then to still, to go to battle with her when they're a fairly new network.
Yeah, and Zeus is making a lot of money, but at the same time, they're not the biggest network. Right?
They're not fully, they're Zeus. They're not fully established yet. They're not, so they're not like Netflix, but
and they probably don't want Jocelyn out because they're probably making a lot of money off of her show. I mean,
I think it's not even about Jocelyn. It's about them. It's first CYA, cover your own ass. That's number one. As the thing, they could get rid of Jocelyn. They could find probably another Jocelyn. They got Black China on the side. Like, but the point is, if you come for us, they're gonna come for the network, because the network has a responsibility to keep its employees safe. You understand? So they're going to come for the network. So me as a baby network, I'm like, wait. How can we solve this? Let's pay them off, because we don't have the time to be back and forth with court, because we're trying to get other shows out. Like, we don't have this. This is too bad. This is terrible for us as a network. Forget Jocelyn. They worried about themselves.
Right. But shout out to Amber Ali. Like, you got the bag. I don't know how much.
You don't get a new wig.
If I was her, I would go somewhere and sit down. You would never hear from me again. I would be that girl. You remember that girl from Cabaret?
Who is she?
The last thing I wanted to talk about before we close is Housewives of Atlanta. Really quickly, a topic was brought up on Peach Report, and I think it's worth discussing. It's about how on Atlanta Housewives, it seemed like the Atlanta wives go way harder on each other than the other wives on the other shows. And they also go harder on the men than on the other shows. How many men on the Atlanta show have been accused of being gay? You have Kim Field's husband. You have Cordelia. You have Dennis. You have Ralph and somebody else. This is like, anybody that gets on the show is like, you're being accused of being gay.
Because they know where to hit a sore spot. A sore spot. That's a sore spot for Black men. Black men are so engulfed with in general, their sexuality not being gay. Like, I'm not gay. That's gay.
But why do they?
They like to say that to antagonize the Black men. They're gay. That's the first thing, because when you said when they were saying that Michael was gay, and they were saying that the other gentleman from the white housewives was gay, it wasn't a big deal. They didn't make a big deal out of it. They didn't really care. They was like,
because Michael was literally out here grabbing people's butts.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, they generally, overall, that's not a big deal for them to be called gay, like, or to say they'll laugh it off and brush it off. But whereas a Black man, that could really, like, you know how Black men are. Like, oh my God, no, they didn't. I gotta prove that I'm not now. Now I gotta go punch somebody, to prove that I'm not gay. You know what I'm saying? So,
but there's no, like, especially the latest thing that came up with Ralph. There's like no evidence. Like, if you're claiming that, just show the receipts. Just don't show a picture of him and Dennis taking a picture.
Right, because if anything, I'm not thinking they're gay. I'm thinking they're about to hoe. I'm like,
they're just taking a picture. It's
right. I'm like, oh, I was about to tell Drew, get your man, because
but I just feel like
really cheat on you, girl.
It can really. I feel like the Atlanta cast is really, really, really toxic. I mean, it's interesting. It's good TV, but it seems like that's always the go-to for, you know, when we attack people's husbands.
Because they're black. It's the go-to for black to hurt a black man, to destroy a black man, to say that.
Right. You want to emasculate all these men
Yeah,
that come on the show, but you don't see it so much on the other housewives.
Because they wouldn't care. That's the whole thing. They wouldn't really care. That's not really doing anything to them. That's not going to hurt them by saying that. They don't care. But as a black man and as these black franchises, that's a big deal. Like for a black man, I don't know why. Like if you know you're not, I'm not. But a lot of black men.
If you're not, you don't want nobody accusing you of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a big deal for a lot of black men. Call a white man gay and see their reaction. Call a black man gay and see his reaction.
I don't know. They like being.
It will be a totally different reaction.
I don't think straight men in general like being called gay.
No one would like to be called something they're not. But you're not going to just. It's not a big, like, it's not taken to heart like it is with black men. Let's be real. Black men, you can't date a lot of them in general. Like, nope, because they always have to prove their masculinity. This goes back to Jim Crow. Right. Like when you sitting there and your woman's being taken in front of you, being raped in front of you or whatever, you always have to, and then you were being raped, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them was being butt broken, you know what I'm saying? So this comes down, this pain is generation to generation. This is in our blood, you understand? So when you call them that, it's emasculating them as black men. White men it's probably not so much as a big deal. Yeah, they'll probably be upset, like I'm not, but not taken to heart. This is why they use that against them. What's the worst thing to call a black man that they want to fight over?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And Ebony M is saying our community is homophobic. Right. That's why they say man is gay. Like it's a read. Like, but like no accusation, no proof. Well, the gay guy is the one who started it, not the housewives. The housewives kind of.
But you brought it there, and you made it a story. Like
you voiced it. When you voice something on camera, you kind of, give life to it and make it real. You make it true for a lot of people because a lot of people go off what they see, and you make it true. Like people will hear a lie 20 times before the truth, comes around once.
Right. And that's the first thing. That's like, ooh, the tea. Like, what? He's what? You know what I'm saying? So
Dennis might find some work for Ralph. I believe Dennis has already found work for Ralph.
Right. That's what I'm saying. When I saw the picture of them together, I'm like, girl, get your husband because they're about to go on a whole stroll. Like,
if I was Drew, like Drew is worried about the wrong thing. Like you're so concerned with keeping this assistant and putting him on probation. Your friend has known your husband has friends who are not known hoes in Atlanta. Like birds of a feather flock together. Like I would check the friends. Like if all of his friends is hoes in the street.
Bottom line, my opinion, Ralph's cheating.
I believe he's cheating. I believe he's cheating.
If you didn't still know where that man was at in Florida, and this is, I would have came back and lied and said I knew where he was at in Florida.
Because
that's.
Yeah, it's a random place, and Florida is one of those places. Like if you're from Georgia, and you go to Florida all the time, but you don't go by yourself. Most people don't go by themselves.
Well, you don't take off and leave, and then don't say anything as my husband and as my child's father for days, and I don't know where you're at, and then you waltz back like everything is fine because when you waltz back, you've been waltzing back with your clothes outside their house. All your stuff would have been packed and you would have been taking your stuff to Florida.
And I'm glad that you brought this up, Ebony M, because they did it with Walter too. They did it with Walter. They also did it with the ex-husband that Kenya just had that divorced her. After he divorced her, she made accusations that he might have been gay.
Right, but the kid, because they've been saying that about, but she's like, no, but his nose piercing and everything, they were trying to say that from the beginning.
But I remember they did that with Walter, and Walter got on the radio here in Atlanta and set her straight, put all on blast, said how Kenya came to him with an opportunity and wanted him to pretend to be her boyfriend for the show, but she was doing too much when she was talking about marriage and stuff like that, and he wasn't into it no more. She tried that with Walter.
Right. Kenya's only real relationship was with that guy, the young guy. Mm-hmm. That was the only real relationship because he really broke them windows.
And he was crazy too. Remember when he fought Peter and
right? All you heard was boop, like how you heard it, and it's how I was like, what?
That was funny. That was funny though. Like Peter deserved it though.
Peter, mind your business, Peter. Mind your business, Peter.
Peter always used to jump in something. So I'm glad that somebody stepped to him. You know,
what's his name? Mark, Max,
Matt. They didn't do it with Matt because Matt was crazy, and Matt would probably try to kill you.
Right.
Matt was crazy for real.
You see the windows? I was like,
he cheated when he went to Chicago. Who cheated?
Who?
Who cheated when they went to Chicago? You talk about Ralph or Dennis? Well, Dennis, I guess he's single now. So I'm opening doors to the church for all the people that want to jump on. I've been to do it earlier, but I'm opening the doors before we close. If anybody wants to,
right, and don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're watching on the replay, hit the like, subscribe. Please hit that like button and share this with your friends, family, anybody you want to share it with. So, but I'm just making a point. It's like all the guys on the show, y'all tried to emasculate all the guys. And the only one that I can say that y'all didn't do it with Greg, and y'all didn't do it with Apollo. But they ain't gonna play with Apollo. They ain't gonna play with Apollo. And Apollo is gonna make an appearance on this season coming up. Oh, I can't wait to see him. Hey, Thick Girl.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Thick Girl. So what do you think about any of the topics that we talked about? We talked about mass shootings, Wendy Williams, Mariah Huq, Amber Ali.
Wendy need to go marry Kevin again. God damn it! Go get your sister wife. Go babysit the baby. Child, do whatever the fuck you got to do to get your damn money back. And after you get your money back, you can divorce them again. I don't give a damn, but go get your money back. And if you wipe your ass with all your money, or you try to smoke all your money, as if it was a damn cigarette or some weed, I don't give a damn what you do with it. Get your goddamn money back in your possession. They could try to say you crazy all she want, but if she crazy and whatever she do with her crazy ass do with her money is her damn business.
I agree, but do y'all really think that Kevin has her best interest at heart? Do y'all really think that he's the best thing for her?
That's the only thing. That's the only thing I was thinking about. I'm like,
yes, Kevin is the only one that could set them straight.
He went and had a baby on her while he was married to her.
But she knew that she
write a contract. He can't get none of your money. Make him sign the NDA. Make him sign a prenuptial agreement. Make him do something. Go marry that man. Let him forcefully get all your money back, and divorce his ass again, because you need your money.
Right, and I think because he been was spending on this Serena, she knew. He probably had a Serena fund that she was supplying.
Exactly.
She knew
he would do that with the money he wasn't doing already.
And when it became public with the baby, and then you're out taking pictures, now you're embarrassing me. As long as I could keep this contained and I have control over your relationship with this woman, a lot of women, not me, but a lot of women think, all right, I have control over this. I know where the apartment is. I got the condo for him on the side. Now you stepped outside and did some stuff that I don't know about, i.e. the house, i.e. the baby. Now it's becoming public. Now I'm embarrassed because, girl, he been with that woman.
Forget the embarrassment, girl. Go get your money. It's about your money.
You know who he as Wendy is. Do you think she didn't know what her man was doing? But she know what everybody else man is doing?
She knew, and she need to go know again.
But right now, I honestly think her mental is not really all the way.
And it's because of Kevin. If Kevin,
it's because he gone.
He devastated her. When you let a man cheat, when you let a man do this thing, and he stepped outside of what you letting him do, I think she just went a little I think they need the family structure back. They need the sister-wife structure. They need to all three sit down and have dinner. They need to bring the baby over.
That is
put the mat down.
I hope she comes back. I hope she can get her mental back. Cause
I'm sorry, y'all.
I hope so too. And it's not looking good for Wendy. It's really not looking good.
But once you lose it, it's hard to get it back. It's really hard to get it all the
way
back.
If they give her money, she can pay the doctor. She can get the right doctors and things.
She needs to go back over there to Honduras. Go to Honduras. Go up in the
With
mountains.
money, with wet money. She ain't got no money.
That's why I said that's why she need to get her money back.
She need Kevin, but Serena can make some of those vegan pancakes. You know, Serena could be cooking, and it's so weird. It's so crazy because Wendy always spoke about this. I think the lady name was B. Scott or something. I'm not sure. She's like a black Martha Stewart.
Yeah,
like the black Martha Stewart. Like her husband. Like her, she started ailing and I think had early onset Alzheimer's, I believe.
Yeah,
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, she had early onset Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And the husband married the white lady, and they were all living together, taking care. Like the wife and the new wife and the husband was be caregiver. And Wendy would say that she would never want to be in a situation like that. She was like, "Oh my God, I would never." Like, "Oh my God," but girl, you almost there. Sometimes we got to
she wasn't in the right mental state to know what's going on, so he probably took advantage of.
She didn't know what's going on because she was on early onset Alzheimer's. But to have your new wife, like to have your new wife and you being the caregiver, y'all taking holiday pictures together, all three of y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird. And Wendy would make a point that she never wanted to live like that. Like how, I would never like, wow. But girl, you almost there.
But Kevin doesn't have her best interest. He's gonna.
But I think her son. But I don't think her son will let her father do her too much goddamn dirty.
What power does he have? What power does the son have?
If they get married, goddamn, she gonna give him the power.
He cold cocked his father in the nose at the grandmother's. The daddy. So
the son can't do nothing. He ain't did nothing all these years to stop.
He fought the daddy.
Yeah, I'm about to say he wasn't just letting them do stuff.
That's not gonna do anything. Kevin gonna do what Kevin want to do.
Yeah, but I think that he would have her best interest.
Legally, he wouldn't be able to. That's what I'm saying.
He funds his lifestyle. Like, who's Kevin without Wendy?
He already
we don't see him no more.
He already made his money. He bought his second wife a house, his side piece of house.
Ain't no money like more money. And I think Wendy, he needs to come back. Serena needs to let him come back. You knew what you was getting into. That's why he didn't marry you. That's why he spiritually married you. And that he didn't legally marry you. So he needs to come back, and all three of them need to get together and work this out and and help Wendy get her brain together.
Serena shouldn't have nothing to do with this. It's not about her.
But she has a baby by him, and he left her for Wendy. And I think that she does have say. She's been in a relationship for like 12, 15 years with
not on Wendy's money. She don't have say on Wendy's money.
Not say over the money, but I'm saying say over how her now spiritual husband, moves around with his ex-wife. I think she should have some say about, what are we going to do with Wendy? Like, is she going to move here? Are you going to go up there 3 times a week? Or are you what's going to happen? She should have some say, not about the money, but she's been in a relationship with them for what, 10 to 12 years?
They got a whole damn story written about
this girl's been around. This girl is not, she's not like a jump off. She's been around for over a decade.
But Serena, it's
once
not
a jump off, always a jump off, unless he marry your ass.
Right. And she's spiritually married, and she needs to spiritually let that man go and take care of
worldly a jump off. She's a worldly jump off. I don't give a damn what she did him spiritually, but she's a worldly jump off still.
She says she bakes pancakes. Vegan.
A worldly chick that makes pancakes still. She's worldly, and she still looks goddamn jump off.
She out there.
Thick girl, what do you think about Mariah Huq getting her bag from Bravo under the table and settling?
I would say, now, Nene, this is how you handle business, bitch, but it's too late. You done stuffed the bag, dum-dum. Welcome to still being blackballed and never getting no goddamn money. And you will never get that Lee Daniels moment with Mr. Andy Cohen, nor will you do it with Bravo, nor will you do it with NBC and any other damn execs. Bitch, you're a short. You'll never get back on one of those screens. Maybe ABC, maybe CBS, but not Bravo nor NBC.
Nobody's not
Universal.
She's done. She better just hook up the Lanithia, try to, franchise that out, because nobody's going to want to deal with her as far as TV, because the way you handle business, like you conduct the business out loud on the internet.
You better get that man to teach you how to make some dresses while he making them suits or something. She better get something out of it.
Right? She better bust out her soul.
Because
I think Nene's problem is she was doing a lot of talking, and she didn't have no paperwork behind her backing up what she was saying because she was not the creator. She was not getting paid to cast. She was doing things behind the scenes for the show to make it better.
that she wasn't getting paid to do.
And she was not getting paid
And
for
that was her dumbness.
And she thought that she was being a queen because she set all this up, but they just used you.
But she see where all that gets like characters like her, like as far as like her Tamar, it gets you broken alone. Because you sit there and you do the most, yes, and and you become the TV's clown.
Dance for their ass.
I said you become the TV's clown, and then after you wear out your welcome, they're not here for you no more. Yeah. Then you want to this network you basically sold yourself and shuck and jive.
Well, at least Tamar can go make a song. What is Nene gonna do? Come on, kids. That's not gonna work. We done came on and got it, and you ain't getting nothing.
But you done too much, and you try to blame the networks when they don't want you no more.
But I really like the way that she kept it under wraps. Mariah was not in social media talking bad about Bravo, talking bad about the cast, talking bad even about Heavenly. You know, she let all this stuff happen under the table, worked it out. So we don't really know what exactly happened. We don't know if she got a lump sum.
But we know she happy with it.
Deal.
But what she better not do is goddamn make a sound for Nene. That's what she better not do, because Nene didn't make a peep for her until she needed an ally. Yeah, she better not lift a finger for no damn Lanithian leaks.
You know, Mariah's not. Mariah's a businesswoman.
Mariah is so smart that she stayed behind the scenes even after she got her money. Right. I was already a rich mother. My husband had me already rich. Now I'm just richer, and I'm gonna sit my rich ass right here and be quiet. I'm not gonna say nothing.
She said that she
come off a chariot to throw tomatoes with you.
Not with Nene, and not for Nene.
Right. But I would have liked to see her on Housewives. I think she would have been a good housewife as well.
No, that she would have put it.
You don't think so?
I think she would have been a good. I don't want to see her there with the mix of them girls. Like
they said,
her and Kenya would have been fighting.
Yeah, I think her and Sheree would have fought.
Her and Sheree would have fought.
They said
I think her and Sheree probably would have got along.
No, I think her and Sheree and the Quad are the same. I think her and Sheree would have fought.
So
I think her and Sheree would have gotten along, but I think she would have definitely bumped heads with Kenya, and then that would have put me in a particular pickle because I loves me some Kenya. She can twirl.
And I damn sure don't think she would have been compatible with Portia when Portia was there. I don't see it. And Marlo and her would be beefing. No, she don't need to be on that show.
Right now, that's what I can't see. Like they're a little upper class. Like even though they get into their thing, they're just. I put them like a little notches above Housewives as far as class wise.
You haven't been watching Married to Medicine. They get
I have, but I just don't want them. I don't want her down there with the Housewives. I don't like the mixing.
They're not as gutter.
Because goddamn it, Heavenly should be on the Housewives.
Leave Heavenly alone. Don't nobody say nothing bad about Heavenly.
That's what she need to be, because she's on their level. She's on their level, but ain't gonna fight a goddamn person.
Heavenly,
she's too ghetto. She's
Heavenly if I get them together.
That's why I'm saying.
She's not laying in on their mama.
Housewives of Atlanta is about glamour. It was about glamour.
It was.
I'm about to say when. It ain't been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since it was about glamour.
Now it's about who gay and who not gay and who's sleeping with who and sex dungeon and
who ain't paying their bills.
Yeah, who ain't paying their bills. And
right, who wearing vibrating panties. But while we still on the topic of the Housewives and Bravo, did you get into what Todd said that Candy is the queen? How do you feel about that?
I didn't take any offense to that because that's his wife. He's got to speak up for his wife.
I'm saying, but in general, do you feel
that damn franchise? Who doing more than Candy? Which one of them wives on that show is doing more than Candy is doing?
As far as Bravo's favorite, I think that she is the favorite.
As far as the world, like she is, nobody is topping her in anything that they're doing. What is Kenya doing? Love Kenya. What is she doing? Nothing. What is
She was
Sheree
doing
doing?
Dancing with the
Nothing.
Stars. She did Dancing with the Stars.
And she still and Candy did Mass Singer and pay for trophy and all that shit. So like I said, none of them have why they ain't even got the money to pay for the awards that she could pay for or the
Yeah, but Candy is boring. I think Candy.
Yeah, she is boring, but she's still the
boring,
queen.
and
When
she
you look
is
at what a queen is, Candy is that. Kenya is the queen of shade and Reeves. Kenya is not the queen of the show. If you talk about the glamour
Princess.
and the money, Candy is that girl, and nobody
Yeah, she
can't
is,
nobody
because
say
no one
who's
is
better than
messing
her.
with her business. No one's messing with her money. No
Thank
one's
you.
messing with what she's doing. Candy's real active out here in these streets. But what I'm saying, when you think of the queen of like who makes the show, when I'm thinking of the queen, I'm not talking about what she has monetarily. I'm talking about like who makes the show. Like, because Nene did make the show at one time. She was the queen
At one
of the
time,
show at
but
one time.
lately, the past few seasons that she's been on there,
Yeah, she's been like
hard to work with. She doesn't
Yeah,
want to film
because
with nobody.
she went ahead.
She's above
Everything
She tried
it.
to
went ahead.
spit on somebody.
Mhm.
Like, but everything went to her head. I think I saw it, the change in Nene when she got them new teeth. As soon as
And
she
the
No, when
new
she got
teeth.
that second
new
nose.
teeth
The
changes
nose, but she
people.
got the other nose, and
That
she bleached
second
it.
nose.
And she
It
bleached
was the first and
herself.
the second
And
one.
then
You
she
said the
started getting light. Then she
Yeah,
started getting light skin.
she was bleaching her skin, and she got that nose job. And
So you
when
said it was between the bleaching and the second nose job that she started to change.
after she got the
Mhm.
second nose job, and
She
she
was the
bleached her
rich
skin,
bitch.
and when she started having that Trump hair, and you remember when she had
Right,
that
when
Trump
she
hair?
went in that thing
Mhm.
and she said, they're done.
Yeah.
They're
Soon
done.
as she went blonde.
After that's when she changed. Is after she went on Celebrity Apprentice, she felt like she made it. She felt like I'm a
Right.
And she was
celebrity.
cashing Trump track.
You can't
Check.
tell me nothing. So after that, she's been acting brand new, and bravo, can't nobody say nothing. And it started to trickle down from the cast members.
Yeah, because I like
to
Nene when
producers.
Nene couldn't do a math problem. I like when she went to Greg and asked Greg how to do
Still
that math
can't.
problem. You know, I'm talking about when she admittedly, when she came, when she's on, think, hey, Greg, can you help? You know what I'm saying? And Greg had to, put his spectacles on and help. That's the Nene that I enjoyed. When Nene started changing and acting like she was all that and all this stuff, like
When Nene went to Hollywood and told them people they couldn't come in her house because they were
Yeah.
too late and there was still people in there eating.
Yeah.
right. And then
That's
Kenya give her a couch or a table. Like Kenya done gave you a couch or a table or something she gave her, and you said she couldn't even come in, and you had the people in the like. Nene was smelling herself.
literally
smelling herself.
still serving drinks.
And then she brought a little plate out there for them to eat something.
Now for Candy, see,
That
Candy
was
was
so
mad about that because Candy wanted the food. Candy was like, "Look, we
You
gonna go
know,
to
Candy
Burger."
want her food.
I would have
Candy
broke
gonna eat.
in there. I would have broke in there and got me a chicken wing or something.
Something, a drink and a goddamn hors d'oeuvre. You better give me something.
I wouldn't even want. I would
That's
have
when Portia.
took them
That's
trays
when
and
Portia
baby
couldn't
and
do
dumped
nothing.
them things right out with her. I would have dumped them trays
And that
out.
was before Portia got sick.
I'm sorry, what you say?
That's when Portia was still skinny.
Mm-hmm. That's when Portia
She didn't have that
had to
hip
ask because she
nor
do.
the body.
Was that when Portia was still with Cordelia?
Cordell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they were still together. So also,
Yep, that's when she said, "Bye,
Candy-
Ashy."
Candy is also in the studio. She's remixing Legs Hip Body. So you know
Yeah.
she gonna capitalize off of Legs Hip Body. So hopefully she puts somebody on the remix that makes the song better. But knowing her, she's gonna be singing most. She really thinks she has a good voice.
Right, she legs, but she gives she
Y'all gonna leave Candy alone. Y'all gonna leave
she
Candy
gets
alone.
she's between a sheep and she gives like a little
Yes.
eggs and
It's
body,
black sheep.
yeah.
That's what it sounds like. It's
Y'all
real
know
lazy.
Candy been giving out gift boxes. Y'all better stop to YouTube. Y'all better stop for y'all so y'all can get the goddamn gift box.
I don't
Goddamn
have
it.
to get no gift box. You don't have to get no
like,
gift box.
The truth is,
I'ma
like,
say what I
I
gotta
like
say.
Candy voice. I like it, but she does give sheep.
Candy can hit some notes. Don't do her like that.
No, she can sing, but she gives sheep. Like even Keith Sweat. I love Keith Sweat, but he is very good round. He is giving.
Y'all like Sade. Y'all like Anita Baker, and she yawns through a whole song.
Oh, too, but Anita Baker is a classic. You know she does the
I
rap.
don't care, and I can't, do
problem.
Anita Baker. She yawn. I'm sleepy.
You not gonna-
With all my heart, I love. No.
I love Anita Baker.
And Sade. I can't stand Sade either.
Oh, I love Sade.
Sade?
I know y'all do. Everybody do, except for my black ass.
Oh my God, I was just
But-
listening to her the other
But
day.
we're not gonna put Sade with Candy because
Yes.
Candy, it's real nasally.
I'm just telling you the people I can't stand.
It's her. She
What
sings.
notes do Sade hit? I have never heard Sade
She
hit
don't
a
hit
high
no notes.
note.
She just
Don't
smooth
sing.
and cool.
Yes, thank you.
Sade does not sing hard. She sings softly.
Yeah, she's the
But-
sweetest taboo.
But that's her style.
And
So
it's irritating as hell. And it's irritating.
but I do want to thank you, Thick Girl, for coming on the show. I really appreciate
She
you
did
coming
get it,
on.
you know, with the smooth operator, she changed the tone. Smooth operator.
It was still low.
Smooth operator.
Now you heard more of the
I don't
damn
wanna
good
sing
talk than you heard of her.
other people's songs on here, but
You heard more of them cha-cha things that be shaking, the Macarena than you heard her voice in that song. Get out of here.
My
But
love
yeah, I gotta tell you about my Wanda, my 2-hour talk with Wanda one of these days.
I do want to talk about that. But I want to talk about if you want to talk
No,
about
it's getting late. You've been in here an hour and a half.
on the Huntsville when we do Huntsville again. I would like to
Mm-hmm.
hear what y'all talked about because I know she listened to everything that comes on YouTube. So for y'all who don't know, Wanda being people messenger and talking to people about, I guess, what
Yeah, when
sees
she
on
rung my
YouTube.
phone, I say, "What the hell?" I say,
like,
"Who?"
I'm about to
I
call
said, Wanda from the show. She was like, yeah. I said, oh, the hell. And this lady talked and talked. I recorded some of it, but I wouldn't put it out there. But y'all, I recorded myself asking for 2 minutes straight. Can I ask you a question? But can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, can this lady, she was like, you can see I like to talk. I've been talking to you for 2 hours. I said, yeah, don't forget the 12 minutes.
Right.
Because it was a lie. I could write a book on this lady. She told me about the Kiki mama, the child. She told me so much stuff. It was.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. You got to save all
She
that.
told me about everybody. Melanie, Martell, Marceau, Tisha, Kiki. She told me what she said at the housewarming. Y'all, this lady is crazy. It's batshit for real.
Yeah. So I don't know if you was in somebody video or she saw a video, but she be at everybody.
No, I sent her a text. No, I sent her a text because I was through with her when she said Kiki was supposed to be in the A word, and then when she went and said Sugar Mama wasn't Martell child, I was just through with her. And somebody had inboxed me some tea on Tisha about Tisha talking about Marceau is cheating, but Tisha is the one cheating. It was supposed to be the dude. Whoever the dude is that she was supposed to be cheating with, it was his cousin.
Oh,
child.
yeah, you said about the tainted.
So I sent it to Wanda, and she called me and asked me, did I send it to her? And I told her, yeah.
I see her calling out. Look, did you
I said, I thought you might have wanted to go off about it because you go off about every damn thing else. That's exactly how I said it. And she started talking, and she talked for 2 damn hours. And I made sure that I mentioned Princess in the house in the Ladies of Huntsville panel. I was like, she wants an interview. Could you? I spelled Princess name all the way out, Haus. I was like, yes, make sure you spell it right. So when you look it up, you can get the right goddamn name. You can get And I told Princess to text to inbox her.
Well, since she calling back, I'm about to call Wanda right now. Wanda,
I don't.
Now she called me through Facebook Messenger. She called me on Facebook
that's what I'm saying.
Messenger.
That's how I'm about to call her. Wanda.
She ain't got nothing else to do, so why wouldn't she do it?
She cussed her son out on the damn thing. That shit was I was in shock. I had to smoke a J out there, and I don't even smoke.
But the thing is, to offer so much information to someone you don't know is something wrong.
Exactly.
It's something wrong.
I don't care what I say, because anything I said once, I'll say it again. They can record me. They can do whatever. I'm still going to always be. That's what she gives.
So she, she's not my favorite at all. So I could be.
I send you something of her talking about something. I got something for you.
Yeah, I know I'm not her. If she's seen our videos, I'm probably not her favorite either. But
no, I'm talking about just for you, for your ears, so you can hear.
I'm not.
I wouldn't put that stuff out there because it's some. She said some nasty things.
And for you, like I said, for you to be saying all these things to someone you don't know, imagine all of the negativity that she spews out on a daily basis.
You don't care.
There's something wrong with you.
I think she's doing that. She's trying to get attention. Probably she wants her own show.
She wants the attention. And she just like people knowing who she is, and she likes being famous. She wants her own show. She wants people to talk about it. She wants to be that girl, but you're not gonna be Mama Joyce. You will never be Mama Joyce.
You can never be Mama Joyce.
Or Aunt Nora. You're not Mama D. You're not
definitely not Aunt Bernice.
Yeah, you ain't Bernice. So calm that down. But thank you.
Yeah, she a mess.
Thank you for that bit of information. I appreciate you coming on here once again. Every week you come on here, so I appreciate you.
Always, babe. Love y'all. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of the week and see y'all Friday.
Oh yeah, see y'all Friday for the Basketball Wives panel with Nola. So Friday at 9:30, we will be back here on this channel.
And don't forget to go get y'all cups from Cut by Thick Girl on the
Yes,
on
I gotta
IG
get. I'm ordering mine this Friday, and I may order my husband's next week. But I'm gonna definitely get mine. I gotta get mine out the way first.
When is y'all birthday, May?
Mine is the 13th. Me and Princess got the same birthday.
I know, that's why I said y'all. I knew. Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
June 13th?
Yeah.
All right, bye, Thick Girl.
June 13th. What day? Oh, I think that falls on. I think my birthday on a Monday.
I think I'm doing something on the 13th.
Yeah, it's on a Monday.
Okay. Well, happy pre-birthday, but you still have like 2 weeks until.
Yeah, well, I got 2 weeks. I don't celebrate my birthday until my birthday. I'm suspicious. Like, don't tell me happy birthday. Don't.
But I want to give a shout out to people who was here in the chat.
Yes.
To Ebony M, Thick Girl J Rucker, who was always here.
Yvette,
Tina,
AT2,
CC, and Princess was here. And I hope I'm not. Robin was here.
Yes, Robin was here. And I gotta inbox AT2 because I want him to come up because I think
AT2.
Yes, because we need I want him to come up. I need to see Judge Velvet.
Yeah, as a guest.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, we can also.
Yes, and he just did an interview too with Q Red Label.
Okay.
He did an interview earlier. It was a good interview. It was so funny.
Okay. So definitely let's get that set up. We always doing bigger and better things over here on Let's Get Into It. Like, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, thumbs up, share with a friend, tell your mama and your grandmama about it.
And also follow our individual YouTube channels. You have what's yours?
It's Shady B, I believe, on YouTube, but also follow me on Instagram at Shady Room.
At Shady Room. This is where you get all the laughs early in the morning because you had me cracking up with that Tim because he definitely be serving legs and hips. And who want war?
You knew it was coming. Like when Legs Hip Body came out, you knew they was gonna bring Tim Norman name up.
Yes, and follow my YouTube channel, Mace Monroe, because I think I'm going to start putting some content up. I want to do couples therapy. I want to do the show with my sister and my cousin and the couples therapy with my husband. I want to get his point of view so we can fight because I don't agree with nothing he said.
When is your show premiering? The show that you're doing?
I'm gonna try to do it the week after my birthday.
Okay. All right, so we'll hook up more on that behind the scenes and get that going as well. So bye, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
We enjoyed our show. We was a little bit serious tonight, but we ended up on a good note. I want y'all to be safe. It's a lot going on in the world, so
yes, look around.
Stay strapped and vigilant. Look around, peek around every corner. But I will see y'all again on Friday, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
Right. See you guys. Bye.
See y'all. Have a good one.